I'm going to play Finland in Kaiserreich.
Hmm. Where'd Fleck go? He was here. No, he's not.
I don't know. This is gonna be a fucking fun game.
What fucking challenge is this? 1, 2, 3. There's 4 triangles. Hmm? Back in a minute.
Oh.
Käskynne! Herra upseeri! Valmiina!
Oh, look, boy.
Oh, boy. You said that the 5th Anglo-Afghan War started.
Aye.
Sweden and Norway do not like me. Fuck.
There. Ali Ali Akbar Afghan War.
I'm surprised Serbia is not a puppet of fucking Austria in this.
Not defeat Serbia. Not defeat the glorious Serbian nation.
The question is, do I take Sweden and Norway?
Of course. I mean, at least Norway. Everyone should have. Norway was a mistake. Everybody watching the fucking stream, Norway was a mistake, and so was Germany. Right? Germany was a big mistake. Germany is a fucking problem. was a mistake. Fucking Germans.
The Dominion of India is beating Afghanistan.
Yay.
I think.
Yeah, probably white peace as usual. There's events and all that.
Wow, you said that as that happened.
Yeah. Good. Clairvoyant.
Oh, what
About
the
a
fuck?
Scornhorse class battleship for every gender there was, I'd have 2.
Portugal's at war with Deutsche Afrikaner.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Hermann Göring's in charge of that, by the way. I always thought it was hilarious. Because he can't fit in planes anymore, so I gotta give him a desk job.
Polish military seizes control.
Woo, Poland! Spanish police storm Catalan government building to stop independence referendum.
What?
Yep. You know what I love the first comment about it is?
Go on.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll ease tensions. Why the fuck? Oh my god. Ian hasn't heard of the Streisand effect. I don't get how the Spanish government can be so dense. Pretty sure a lot of the reasons they want an independence movement, a lot of people don't even want to be an independent Catalonia, they just don't like how their government works and just want more, like a protest vote, they want more representation, and the best way to get it is just to be independent. But storming the fucking government building with the police is not the way to fucking handle it. The Scottish are having a referendum, Mr. Cameron, what do we do? Send in the SAS. We gotta stop this. Amazing. Like, the Spanish government is quite weak because Spain is kind of well, Spain's fucked
up
because of history. Or they're as fucked as Greece in a way because of just always being at war throughout history is one of the reasons. They're like, they've been in constant war since like the 1500s, technically, yeah.
Their civil war fucked everything up because they
Well, no, it all did.
Hey Russia, you look after all the gold we stole from the fucking South Americas, won't you? Yes, yes, comrade, we'll take your gold and make it safe.
Hey, can we have our gold back? What gold?
What gold? What gold?
Yeah, they've been in like perpetual war since the 1500s with people, so they're like, it's the same with Portugal. Well, Portugal's different, but their economy and shit hasn't recovered from it, and then the civil war in the 30s didn't help either.
Spanish flu.
And basically their government's like, Spain's kind of like a big federation, so everybody within it, imagine the UK is like a federal republic almost, where everybody has like a lot of autonomy. Everybody kind of makes their own decisions, but the Spanish government does all the like the important stuff. It's just it's like that, but it's just really shit because it's Spain. Spain, little Spain. Oh, this big.
Kinda want Russia to be my friend.
Hmm. Belarus,
So I can go into Belarus and help when the Bolsheviks, if they turn up.
Fine. Like how I did, and then we were at war. Because that was logic.
I actually read up on that, and there are events that automatically put you to war through the what, the
That's
thing
gay.
tree? What's the thing tree?
Well, I didn't select anything.
Käskynne! Selvä!
Well, there was
What?
an ISIS public execution event in Syria, and a drone strike, a UK drone strike, fucking dropped a bomb on them.
Good. Fucking get them all while they're in there together.
It's fucking funny. Oh fuck!
The Canadian Commonwealth declared war on Denmark.
Yep, they do that. Take over Greenland and stuff, and Iceland, so they can invade the UK. Canada.
Does it actually work now when you're Canada, when you take
No.
the UK back?
Pretty sure. Well, I think it does, but you're safer staying as Canada.
Second American Civil War. The question is, should I help?
I'm back.
Hello.
Oh, he's back. Oh dear. Oh my god. Khrushchev is the leader of Ukraine. What the fuck? It is now the Socialist Republic of Ukraine as well. The Romanian Civil War. Oh, Russia's got the Tsar back. Let's hope the Balkans won't start another world war.
watching the cinema scenes on the Lego Batman film, and there's a joke in it, and there's like, all the kids at the orphanage call me Dick, and then Batman's just like, well, children can't be cruel. It's like, oh, I love it when they stick those edgy jokes. A kid's film.
Oh my god.
The kid won't fucking get it, but everybody else will.
Spain just split into 3.
Yeah. It also takes the piss out of Batman in general, which is quite funny.
Oh god, Romania won.
Oh, you know what the Klingons are in the new Star Trek?
What are they?
Trump's America.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I saw a really shitty article that said, I can't believe that this person is the first black captain of the of Star Trek, and I'm like, fucking, did you watch fucking DS9?
Yeah, fucking Cisco. Anti-Picard.
In like fucking the 90s, you know, early 90s.
Voyager is a woman.
Yeah, as well.
Yeah,
she's not
somebody
a
said
bitch.
something about that.
Box and Alien. Uhura is the first black woman, like one of the. I think it's the first or second, like major, like interracial fucking like kiss on fucking TV in the in the 60s. Like Star Trek's entire point is to show people getting along with each other. You have a Russian, a fucking drunk Scotsman, a drunk Irishman, a fucking alien. Kirk, who likes to fuck everything. Uhura, who's the strong, independent woman. And then you have like fucking Deanna Troi, fucking Beverly Crusher. You have all of them. Like, what the fuck is your problem? Fucking, that's not even. You don't even have to look at Cisco because there's Geordie LaForge is in USS Challenger's captain.
Chief engineering as well.
Yeah. But he also becomes captain of a ship as well, so I just don't like the fact they've made the Klingons Trump's America. Apparently that's what they're contrasting it with. Why couldn't they have just invented a race for that? Like, it doesn't really work with the Klingons.
The fucking Klingons are supposed to be the fucking communist Russians, isn't they?
Well, yeah, but they're changing that.
It's gonna flop harder than fucking Enterprise is gonna look good compared to this.
They model the Klingons and Trump supporters. Because that's totally not an offensive thing to do. Of just being like, oh my god. The Klingons are going to help us look at certain sides of ourselves and our country. Isolation is a big thing. Racial purity is a big theme. The Klingons are not the enemy, but they have different viewing things. Raises a big question: should we let people in? Do we want change? There's also a question of just because you reach your hand out to someone, do they have to take it? Because some of that they don't want to take it. It's been interesting to see how many times I've become more of a mirror than we thought. The series will take place a decade before.
About Battlestar Galactica, and I was like, who is the real enemy in Battlestar Galactica? Like, who's the bad guy in that TV series?
Well, the Cylons are technically the baddies.
Technically, but if you think about it, like,
the humans are the assholes because they enslaved a sentient race, technically as well.
Not even that. Like, how many people
Gaz
die?
Baltar's an asshole.
No, think of it more objectively. Like, how many people die because of like Adama and Apollo's decisions.
Well, yeah.
When you have fucking Soul Ties, like, we need to fucking suicide bomb them.
But yeah, that's also kind of being
Like,
a bit
that's
Star
even-
Trek-y to make you think, like, hold on, like, they're at the extreme of now they're gonna blow themselves up. Like, there's a guy that was what? They did do it, so they do, I swear to God, don't
they do. They
They
fucking...
suicide bomb, and then there's this thing where see a guy and he's wiring himself up with the fucking
Because
vest.
he's lost his family.
Yeah.
Like, if you can do fucking themes like that in, like, 2005, 2006...
Like
Why the
2004.
Yeah, why the fuck you... Like, how can you go
Not
from
that long after
greatness-
9/11 or anything. Like,
Yeah,
come
how
on.
can you go from greatness to real good TV to this shit? It annoys me.
Oh dear.
Even, like, they even take religion into account.
Like, I'm completely fine if you want to contrast society, because that's what Star Trek always did. But I don't like that you're going to use the Klingons as the catalyst for this kind of like divided nation kind of story. I don't think that really works. Why not just invent a race that they'll come across? See, there's probably an action series, but if this was normal Star Trek, there might be a really good like one-part episode, or maybe there'll be a two-parter, and it'll be like,
It'll be a one-parter, and it'll be like...
and it would probably be
Picard
decent.
in the ready room with the whole team. It's like, we're going to do the peace treaty with these people, and then they get there, and then they probably find out that the good guys have been lying to them about the other people.
Yeah, and they talk about like their leader was elected, but there's been like massive riots and like protests about the election, and
In fact, there's a
tensions on the
Voyager
planet are
episode
running. Yeah, probably.
that there is, where fucking what is it? They go down to a planet or whatever, and there's resistance to a regime or whatever, and the bomb goes off, and fucking, I think it's J-Man and Chakotay get fucking caught in the bomb blast, and then they get arrested. They're like, "Who are you? What the fuck are you doing here?"
There's a fucking TNG episode where they go to a planet that has like there's two factions brutally fighting each other. You have like one government, and then you have like the people, and they get down on the surface, and then they capture Dr. Crusher, I think, gets captured, and somebody else, and then they're trying to bargain for weapons and shit.
Yeah, I may be mixing them two episodes up.
And
Picard's
Picard's
stuck on the
like,
ship or something, isn't he? And it's
yeah, they're trying to figure
Crusher
out how to get around
who the
this.
fuck is it that's down on the planet? It's Crusher and someone else. That might be
What
number
was that,
one.
sorry?
It might be Riker, or it might be LaForge, because LaForge always get... I remember that time, LaForge, and it's those idiot aliens that, like, stole the fucking spaceship. And it's like, well, warp drive, we don't know how warp drive works, help us. And then fucking Worf is like, maybe this isn't such a good idea, why don't we send somebody else over rather than Chief of Engineering? And they're like, no, these people seem trustable, says number one. It's like, and Worf's like, oh, you're a fucking idiot. And then they send Geordi over, and the first thing that happens is Geordi
kidnap
fixes
him.
something for him, and then they capture him. It's like, why did nobody listen to the Chief Security, for fuck's sake?
Which episode was you on about, Yoga?
Oh, I can't. There's a
What happened
similar.
then?
I remember they go down, and I don't know if it's TNG or Voyager, but I think there's a Voyager one that's similar. If Sparks is here, he'd correct me. But they go down, there's a bomb blast, and then they get stuck.
Yeah, it's the TNG,
Yeah, I think it's TNG.
because people get killed, and Dr. Crusher starts helping the
Yeah, and
injured,
they're like,
and
no,
then
what
the
are you
terrorists
doing?
take them.
What are you doing? Leave them scum, or some shit, didn't they? And she's like, no, these people need help, and then they like arrest her or some shit. What series is that? That's like series 5, isn't it? 5 or 6? Well, it might be even 4.
The High Ground, it might be. Is the 12th episode of the third series. Is the 60th episode. The crew of the Federation Starship Enterprise. A crew member is taken hostage by terrorists who hope Federation involvement will help them win concessions for their cause. Yeah, Dr. Crusher, Data, and Worf relax in a cafe. A bomb goes off in a public plaza, injuring many bystanders. Crusher attempts to tend to the wound. Pretty sure that's the episode that was banned in the
Well, because of
in the UK, because it
no
talks
lie.
about the Irish unification of 2021 or something, and
well,
Data's
just
like,
it.
Data says about how the IRA bombing people is justified. It's like, ooh, a bit sensitive for the time, but it's edgy and it works.
What's the Voyager episode that I'm thinking of?
No idea. Probably one where she's like, target the second biggest city and destroy it from orbit.
The one where they go back in time with Paris?
No.
That sounds kind of shit.
There's a lot of fucking time traveling Voyager.
Yeah.
It's the one where Cassie is developing her powers. And she can sense the alien.
Is this after 7 and 9? When she comes back for a little while or whatever?
You mean the one episode where she kills everybody?
There's a great Voyager episode where I think it's season or series 2, and they're just about to enter the year of hell, and there's like 2 Janeways on the bridge, and the Voyager's fucked, and she's like, look, we want to help you, but we can't because we've come forward in time, and if we help you now, then we can't go back, so we can't get to this point in time in the first place. God, there's some great Voyager episodes.
And there's some horrible ones.
There's a lot of boring.
The same with TNG too, though. You can get like.
I don't know. I like TNG a little bit more. I think the characters make it a bit more interesting. Whereas fucking Voyager, there's some episodes where it's like Neelix is jealous because someone talked to his girlfriend, and that's all that fucking happens the whole episode. It's like, what the fuck, you know?
That's exciting.
That's like the first 2 series. The only thing that saves that is the Doctor and the fucking Vulcan. There's some great fucking story arcs in the first and second series. And then when 7 and 9 comes along, it gets a little bit better, but then it gets a bit shit again.
Now we have a Star Trek TV show that is making the Klingons Trump supporters.
They're stupid.
It comes out next Monday in the UK, but it's Sunday in CBS in America, so it'll be on HD Online probably.
Probably.
Yeah, it reminded me laugh quite hilariously when I heard about a new Star Trek and it said, oh, it's the first female captain.
That bird is Chinese. She's done some great stuff. Like, I want to see her. She was a fucking Bond girl, for fuck's sake. I want to see her as the captain. I don't want this fucking first officer bullshit, you know? We won't get it, though. It's stupid. It's probably written by some dick that's only seen...
There's a lot of people that are like, oh, it's really, really good on Twitter and shit, the people that's seen it early, but these people are like, oh, it's got great visuals. It's like, yeah, okay, but is it a fucking... It's guarantee it's an action fucking series.
The fucking first dose of Trek is probably the 2009 one, you know?
God.
Yeah.
Oh, God. When is it based in the timeline again?
10 years before the 5-year mission. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I heard that, and then people are moaning about how the look of the ships are more advanced than what Enterprise was.
Right, see, this is the thing I fucking have a problem with, is I don't really give a fuck about prequels because they're pointless usually. Like, we don't need a fucking prequel to 10 years before Kirk because we know what happens. First of all, why can't I want to see a series like 20 years after Picard or 10 years after Picard, and a series that's like, you know, a new Enterprise and a new crew, and they're doing the fucking, you know, Star Trek stuff. I mean, that's not what they do because that's not what people want to see these days. But then you could have Patrick Stewart turn up for an episode and be like, ah, I love the Enterprise. Look at me, I'm amazing, you know.
You should, they should do it like what's happening during TNG, or just some bullshit fucking USS Cyprus.
Well, if it was going to be like a Star Trek, like an Enterprise TV series, I'd have it so that it's afterwards, but have it, and I would do it soon enough so that not all of them are too fucking old, so that you could kind of do what they did with TNG, where you have fucking McCoy turn up. and he's fucking ancient, and he's like, "What? I fucking hate transporters. That's why I use the shuttle, you know." Like, why can't we get have Patrick Stewart #1 maybe turns up or something, and it's like the passing of the fucking patent kind of shit. Nah, let's do a prequel series 10 years before Kirk, because everybody really gives a fuck about that.
You know, in some of the other movies, what was it, Nemesis or one of them before, and Janeway shows up as an admiral and shit like that.
I like that, because she's back by Nemesis, by the time Nemesis happens, you know?
Yeah, so, it makes sense.
It ties in. The problem, I agree with the aesthetic, like, it's really weird watching a Star Trek show that's meant to take... This is where you have run into problems doing a prequel, because then the prequel thing, like all of the tech they use and all of the visuals, like obviously you have to, go forward with the times in a way, but everything looks too fucking new and too shiny, and it doesn't really fit into the universe. Why all these ships are 10 years before, like the Enterprise, which was a Constitution class, which was like the pride of the fleet and like one of the most advanced starships they had, looks really shit in comparison to like the ship 10 years before it. Why not you just do something in TNG era or just after it with a new ship and a new crew, and then you can make everything look as cool and fucking fancy as you want without... The Klingons look fucking dumb too. I would made the Klingons look human. You know that?
Well, there was a point in the history where they were supposed to look like humans.
Well, there is in the original series. They look like humans with funny beards, because they didn't have the budget to do shit like in TNG. And then in DS9 they explain that as like a genetic thing.
They said that they genetically altered the appearance to spy, basically.
Well, yeah, but it went wrong or whatever, and a load of them were affected, and it's like, okay, that's fine. Kind of is a good way of like writing yourself out of the hole of why did the Klingons look different. But I really hate the look of the Klingons in the new one, because they remind me of Into Darkness's Klingons. They look all puffy faced and fucking weird. And then Discovery's Klingons are like fucking retarded looking.
Does Discovery have lasers, for example, on the ship?
Well, they had phasers and stuff by that point. They discover phasers in Enterprise, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Look at this nigger.
Almina!
But it was the Enterprise crew what developed them from a prototype, wasn't it?
Something like that. But look at that. When Yeager first watched the trailer for Discovery, he's like, "What aliens are they?" And I'm like, "Yeager," and he's like, "What? They're the Klingons." He's like, "What?"
Fucking idiots. I don't get why.
They're the Klingons, and they don't look like Klingons. They look fucking weird.
They look like something, Voyager, that holodeck program what Paris is obsessed with like Queen and Hackney and that lot.
You know what I think of when I see their faces? I feel like someone just pumped Botox into them. You know what I mean? They look like... Yeah, they look like someone that's got like Botox pumped into their lips and shit. Looks awful. I wonder if there's a Star Trek subreddit where people are talking about it.
That's just terrible. We've gone how many seasons of Klingons looking a certain way and then they change it?
Well, yeah. The same Star Trek has a habit with the uniforms too. So, depending on the budget and stuff for a film or a show, you'll see the uniforms change all the fucking time. So there's the uniforms of the TNG films rapidly change constantly, and they like borrow some of the film or the uniforms from
TNG. The original TNG changes to film, and then film uses Voyager, DS9,
and DS9 stuff because they ran out of other. Yeah, because they ran out of uniforms because their budget wasn't high.
And then,
then there's another
again in the DS9 and Voyager.
Yeah,
I'm guessing the props as well.
The fuck they get the new Uniform is very good.
If you ever watched Stargate and Stargate Atlantis,
Oh, fuck.
I only
No,
watched the
no,
movie. I think the series are shit.
yeah, as soon as you watch like the movie or the Ori, for example, or one of the alien lot from Atlantis, basically the weapons cross over from like one of them from the Stargate in previous seasons ago. It's like, you lazy ass people using the same fucking props.
Yeah, they didn't have budget in the Star Trek instance for a lot of the stuff, so they like ran out. There was one uniform they made that ended up being too tight, so they had to like borrow a part of the DS9 uniform for people to wear. I mean, that's the Picard maneuver's famous, like, you know, of him always fixing his shirt because of the way their fucking uniforms were designed and shit. It's fucking funny.
Wasn't it causing them bad backs or something, making them like arched over?
Well, in Picard's case, the uniform originally was too like tight or short, so that he would always have to readjust it, and then it just became habit. Riker always did funny maneuvers over chairs because of a back issue, which I always thought was funny. He would like always step over a chair to sit on it rather than bend down. That's why he'd always lean and stuff too. But that and he also did, was a character kind of thing. Picard would always have his like hands behind his back, and Riker would always lean over someone. I love the college humor sketch of like who's more nerdier, Star Wars or Star Trek, and in the background you see like Riker trying to put his like trying to lead and everything. You see like a foot coming up from behind the console where fucking Worf stands, and it's about that he just like slowly puts his foot on top of Beverly Crusher's head. It's so good.
Oh, it kind of makes his character more approachable and Picard's more distant. As well.
That and like he's like a tall character, kind of leaning over people and shit. So he has like this kind of. Picard's just a weirdo. No way, that doesn't like children and wants to bang Beverly Crusher, and does.
Nothing wrong with that. I don't like children.
Bloody children.
Jesus Christ. Bulgaria declared war on Serbia.
That happens.
But what I see, kids can stop me doing certain things in my life for a long time. And it's mainly just down to money. Plus I don't see the point of bringing something up in this shitty world anymore.
Well, it's also like the economic situation is just fucking difficult for people to raise a kid. Because most like in a relationship, the two people would have to be out working full time, and then there's the fucking them growing up and having to buy a house and shit's incredibly difficult because of the way everything's so fucking expensive for houses. I guess as well. I mean, not quite sure what the average house price is at the minute, but most people rent for a reason.
Somebody based the minimum wage on to do with Freddos that used to be 10 pence.
Oh, I missed the days when a Freddo was dirt cheap. Now it's like 30p.
Yeah, and basically somebody turned around and said because of inflation, the average wage used to equal to so much, and this equaled to like 70 Freddos a day or something like that.
Lol.
And when you look at it now, it's more like 30 Freddos a day. So somebody figured it out from that and said the minimum wage has to be £18.
Lol.
And if you think, you know, you can get 2/3 less with Freddos or even more. What the fuck are everything else costing us? Let's see if I can land this jet on somebody's head.
Poland, stand. What the fuck? Oh wow, Poland's big now.
Hmm.
Alec Guinness is still in charge of the Arabs.
Blackface, that's racist.
What new Star Trek Discovery Klingon?
Yeah, I'm gonna call Star Trek Discovery racist because all the Klingons are a nigger blackface.
I just saw your image of thingy egg and somebody put hide and seek champion 1942.
Yep. My god, there's fucking a ridiculous amount of wars going on.
Valmiina! Käskystä! Herra upseeri! Valmiina!
Cinema scenes with Deadpool's quite funny. Like, because he says the point where it's he's like, it's time to take you to see the professor. He's like, which one, McAvoy or Stewart?
Yeah.
These timelines are so confusing.
Käskystä!
Well, Norway just got fucked finally. They took 40,000 casualties and I've only taken 5k.
Don Leaf cameos finally reached their Netherlands meta apex as he DJs a strip club. The perfect metaphor for these Marvel movies. Old tease and then more tease and then some seizures and never any fucking orgasms.
Oh no, Norway's waging a fucking submarine campaign against me. Oh no. Second American Civil War's over. Oh my god. Welter Reich 2 has started. Fucking hell.
So many idiots.
What?
8!
I won my war against Norway.
Yay.
What is this?
It's glorious.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Hey!
Hey! You know, the second Welter Reich is happening right now.
I love your pronunciation
Wow.
of Welt Creek.
Yeah, that's it.
Welterreich. Love it.
Doesn't look like Germany's doing too good.
No. Germany was a mistake. AIDS. We all have it. Everybody has it.
Poland's being attacked by everyone. Goodbye, Poland.